I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've made a friend. Come on, Moxie. Come on. Hey. Welcome to Translogic. I'm Jonathan Buckley. When it comes to exploring the outdoors, trampling through the wilderness, or just getting in touch with nature, most of us take it for granted. But for those with mobility issues or those confined to a wheelchair, getting off the sidewalk and down into the mud has been tough. Well, that could all be about to change with the brand new all-terrain Tomahawk. Well, this is a lovely way to explore beautiful countryside out here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Just go straight to and away you go. You might want to put your seatbelt on for that one, though. So I found myself here with Brice Crawford, who is the president of Rocket Mobility, and you guys launched a product that debuted January of this year. We're here to talk about the Tomahawk. And this is a product that I think that a lot of people maybe overlook when it comes to the world of disability or people who have trouble with movement.
Our feeling was, you know, there's an opportunity here to make a machine that allows people to go anywhere they want to outdoors.
At what point did you realize this is an area that you would like to focus on?
I actually grew up with a grandfather who had a prosthetic leg, and that's really when I started to understand the limitations that someone has, you know, if they can't get around, and there just aren't products available to assist with that.
Well, we're here at home base in Lincoln, Nebraska. Is this where everything's built, put together, sourced from?
The machine was designed here. We have a local company that fabricates our steel. We weld the frames together and all the components.
Yep.
And when we're finished, we drop it to the ground, test drive it, and ship it out.
As far as specs are concerned, we've got 2 electric motors, 6.5 horsepower in each. That's 13 horsepower total. We've got a range of 7 miles, which isn't huge, but Brice tells us that there's plans for one that's got a larger range and even one that has a hybrid version that will nearly give you an unlimited range. And when I say hybrid, he's talking about adding some kind of generator to it, which will supplement the battery pack. We've got a 6-mile-an-hour top speed. And to be honest, it's not fast, but it's fast enough for an off-road chair. I'm sure there are going to be some people that want faster chairs, but for what this is doing right now, I think it's plenty. Straight up off the bat, when you look at it, you can see it's a pretty rugged thing. You've gone with the track design. How does that benefit you over using maybe something with big wheels?
The track system is just the ultimate in its ability to go anywhere, whether it be snow, mud, sand, gravel. We figure we can drive the machine into about 8 inches of water and have the machine function fine.
Great traction over really rough terrain, and it even helps you get up over curbs, good dips in the ground as well. And when you turn, it's basically like you imagine a bobcat or a bulldozer would turn. It just turns the one track, which kind of spins you. And when you go forward, it just turns the both tracks. And for somebody who's restricted in their mobility, what a great way to get out and enjoy a little bit of nature. Alex, thanks so much for having us out here on your property. You've got a nice big space out here.
Thanks.
What exactly happened with the accident? I noticed that we've actually got the car that you had the accident in here, and by the looks of things, you're very lucky to still be here.
I was stopped at a stoplight on a local highway, and a guy plowed into me. That hard push from behind just sort of stretched me out. It stretched my spinal cord out and damaged my spinal cord. It's crazy to look at your feet, and you know you're sending the right signals, you know you're telling it to do what it needs to, and nothing happens. And
how much can you do now?
I can move around relatively well, pretty slowly. I walk with a couple canes. I need my hands for balance, so that's kind of a limiting factor for me to do much work. I still use my wheelchair quite a bit to get around, to do errands, to take care of my kids.
Well, you've spent a bit of time in the Tomahawk. How have you found that on the property?
Super fun. I was amazed how fast they were. We were whipping donuts and a little bit of snow and slush, and it was cruising through decent depth of snow a few months ago, and getting in up and around hills back in the kind of wooded area we have here.
Yeah,
it was fun.
What are some of the things that we can personalize on it? I see some different colors here.
We've got 4 standard colors. We have option for camo. We do have a racing seat option. It gives a lot of support for the user, and it's a very comfortable seat. It does come with a 4-point harness to support, particularly somebody that has upper body, control limitations.
You can, if you wanted to, strap a gun rack to it, am I right?
We've got mounting points on the frame that allow us to put a lot of various attachments on the frame, from a fishing rod holder, gun scabbard, gun holder, cup holder, lights. We've got a roll bar. That gives us the ability to have some rollover protection, plus have a sunshade on top. We can really load the machine up.
It's fun getting it out on some of these hills and getting out into the pasture. I really love the pasture, and being out in the grass is one of my favorite things. So far, it's held strong. There's a lot of weight in the bottom, I think, with the batteries.
Yeah, it feels like, I think it's like 420 pounds, and it feels like with all that weight there, you could go over some pretty steep inclines. It's not going to want to tip over because of that weight.
Yeah, you'd have to work pretty hard, I think, to roll it.
Is this much easier than it was when you were first getting around in the wheelchair that you were first?
Oh yeah, I mean, getting across this would be a whole lot of wrist and arm pain, basically, and balancing to get over these bumps, and so this is a huge bonus for us.
Well, what do you say we race back to the homestead?
Fair enough. You lead the way.
All right, on your marks, get set, go. What kind of battery tech did you go for inside the Tomahawk?
We are just using standard lead acid batteries, to keep the machine at an affordable level. And then we're also using some sealed batteries that are completely maintenance free.
That's obviously an issue for people that obviously have, limited range of movement. You don't want to have to be working on the thing or wrenching on it on the weekends.
Exactly. We wanted to keep this machine as simple as possible from a maintenance standpoint and a durability standpoint.
What are we looking at when it comes to the price of a vehicle like this?
A base model is going to be about $13,500. Right now, those machines can be purchased directly from us.
Well, a speed demon it isn't, but if you've got limited mobility and you want to power through the woods, ride the fence line, or even go hunting, then this little beast might be worth a look. Just make sure your Tomahawk's fully charged and that you bring your cell phone with you, because you don't want to get stranded on the back 40. For Translogic, I'm Jonathan Buckley. We'll catch you next time.